Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Look at Hydrophobia Prophecy for the PlayStation 3. A couple of days ago I was checking out the PSN summer sale and noticed a game called Hydrophobia Prophecy. I remember seeing a trailer for this game ages ago and also remember being really impressed with its water effects, and then I've never heard anything more about it. So I got a bit curious, and since the sale price was a suspiciously low €2, well roughly €2 anyway, I decided to buy it, and here's my thoughts on the game. Apparently this is an updated and improved version of the game. The original was just called Hydrophobia and was released on the 360 back in 2010 and apparently suffered from quite a few problems and frustrations. But for once the developers actually listened to the critics and the community and did a major overhaul and fixed the game. So kudos to the developers Dark Energy for doing that. They also added a feedback system, which is a pretty interesting idea. I don't think I've ever seen that in a game. This is where you can give feedback on different aspects of the game, like story, gameplay, etc. You can vote it up or down via a menu in the game. This was supposed to be the first game in a series of 3, but since Dark Energy went out of business in March 2012 due to bad sales of the game, the odds of us seeing the other 2 episodes aren't very good. The game takes place some time in the future where the world suffers from overpopulation, and we found ourselves aboard the Queen of the World, a huge city-like ship. And as the game starts, the player takes control of the engineer Kate Wilson as she's hanging out in her living room, checking out the 10-year anniversary of the Queen of the World on her telly. But soon enough things start to go bad, like cheese in the sun. Evil terrorists called the Malthusians are taking over the ship, and it's up to Kate to save the day, and the cheese. You see, the Malthusians have come up with a solution to the world's overpopulation problem. It's simple. Everyone should just kill themselves. Great idea. The story is pretty cliché and the characters really fail to engage, but hey, that doesn't mean a game can't be fun, right? The game focuses on action, puzzles and platforming, and it's pretty short, about 3 to 4 hours. The ending is, without spoiling anything, very disappointing. Of course there was supposed to be 2 more episodes, so this isn't really the end of the storyline, but by itself it is a very anticlimactic ending. But who knows, maybe we will get to see the remaining 2 episodes eventually. The game is also very keen on helping you and telling you what to do and when to do it, to the point of it becoming silly almost. The game will be like, hey, you know you can jump, right? Come on, you can jump. Hey, do it! You haven't been jumping for at least 3 seconds. Come on, do it! Alright, maybe I'm exaggerating just a bit. But you do get the feeling that the devs didn't get this right in the first version of the game, and that they really want to make sure that they are crystal clear this time around. It's almost confusing sometimes with all the help prompts popping up. You can interact with the environment in the game with a device called a Mavi, which is a kind of augmented reality device. You can use it to open doors remotely, access CCTV cameras, scan objects and look for hidden clues. This works really well and is a pretty interesting game mechanic. Would have liked to see them do some more with it though. There is also a time-limited hacking mini-game used to access different consoles and doors and such. It works very well, it's pretty satisfying without being frustrating. Combat-wise, you are equipped with a mere pistol, and that's the only weapon you get. You do find 5 different types of ammo for it as you progress further into the game, but the combat is fairly unsatisfying and pretty quickly gets repetitive. The different types of ammo does make it a bit more interesting though. You face off against the same enemies throughout the entire game. They all wear masks and totally lack any personality. Also, they all seem to be voice acted by the same actor. The AI is okay, but the enemies seems to be both deaf, dumb and possibly blind as well sometimes. The combat does get a lot more fun towards the end of the game, when you get water powers and get to fight in more interesting environments, but that doesn't really last very long. The game uses an automatic checkpoint system which works well, with the exception of a few badly placed checkpoints that can be a tad frustrating towards the end of the game. There is also a cover system that works okay-ish. It can be frustrating at times when you want to move from cover to cover and the next cover is too far away, or sometimes it's not quite clear whether or not you can actually take cover behind an object or not. Also, if you press the wrong direction while covering, you will stand up and find yourself facing a hail of bullets. But you do get used to it as you play the game. It is also possible to use stealth, but you don't really need to or feel the motivation to use it, but it's there. Maybe it will be more useful on higher difficulties, I don't really know. I've only played the game on the normal difficulty so far. Graphics are good, especially the water effects, which looks amazing as the water flows all over the map. The water effects are powered by the Hydro engine, by the way. Water will flow from one room to another as you open doors or shoot out windows. The water will also move objects around, put out fires and kill enemies. It really adds drama and visual interest to the game. I just wish they would have added more water-based puzzles and combat, because it can really be a lot of fun. Character design looks good, however facial animation and cutscene animations in general aren't that hot looking and not up to the standards that we are used to today. The environments are pretty believable and look nice, but they do quickly get repetitive and you feel like you're running through the same corridors over and over. Feels a bit like playing a Limbo version of Doom 3, only with the lights on. There is also a fair amount of backtracking that doesn't help either. There is thankfully a waypoint system and a map to help you find your way around, but even with the waypoints it sometimes gets a bit tricky figuring out where to go and where you can climb and jump. But usually you can figure it out without too much of a headache. The environment design does get a lot better and more interesting towards the end when you finally get out of corridor limbo, but unfortunately that doesn't last very long. Sound and music is good, but the voice acting is pretty uninspiring and uneven, especially so with the main character Kate, unfortunately. About replayability. Once you complete the game you unlock a challenge room where you can fight enemies using your water powers and your pistol at an increasing difficulty. I haven't tried it that much yet though. There's also different difficulty levels of the main game that will increase the challenge. And to spice it up a bit more, the devs have also added a scoring system, where you will be awarded points for finding items, destroying things and pulling off kill combos and environment kills. And yes, there's peers and achievements as well. Your high score will also be saved to an online leaderboard, which gives you some incentive to better your score and replay the game. I know this Let's Look At might come off as a bit negative towards the game, but overall it's not a bad game. Not a great one either, but definitely worth checking out for €2. Or maybe even more. The water effects are awesome and it might be worth it just to gawk at them. Hopefully we will see the Hydro engine used in more games, with more focus on the water-based gameplay. Anyways, thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, comment or whatnot, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!